Alright guys, what is up? This is a review of the Akko Mod007B Hall Effect keyboard. Let's just start with what comes in the box. You get this coiled cable. It's a pretty nice cable. It's like rubberized and whatever. Decent cable. Then there is going to be a switch and keycap puller, separate ones, not all in one, and then you get this stuff, extra screws and a thing to open up the case. The case isn't that hard to open, it's actually pretty easy. And then, so these keycaps are not the keycaps the board comes with. It comes with these, though I actually prefer these because these are not good keycaps for this board because they are OSA profile, so they are pretty tall. So, and this is a board meant for gaming because it's Hall Effect. So when you're gaming using these OSA type keycaps, you're gonna have a bit of a hard time because they're so tall. It might hurt your wrists and stuff. With the wrist rest you might be fine, but also the coating on these are very smooth and soft, so you could, if you want to sweat, these are going to be super slippery. They're going to have no grip. They are really deep though if you like the deep sound, but other than that I would not recommend using these. But these keycaps are fine for gaming. Actually, the Boog 75 keycaps are very rubberized, so these are definitely the best keycaps I've ever gamed with. But yeah. So if you buy this keyboard, just have in mind the keycaps might not be so good. Also, the keycaps don't come on the keyboard, and on their site they advertise with 3 different sets, including that one. So I don't even know if you'll get that set. You might get a different one, but they're all OSA. Okay, so moving on. In terms of connectivity, this is a wireless and wireless 2.4 gigahertz, Bluetooth and wired. I haven't tried the Bluetooth, but the wireless is pretty stable, pretty solid. I haven't had any problems with that. Then in terms of the case, so this case is all aluminum. It's quite heavy. You see, it's got this. I kind of got it dirty already. It's got this brass weight. It's pretty nice weight. Not too heavy. You can see there's 6 screw holes to open it up. It shouldn't be that hard, and then I just accidentally turned on the RGB, but the knob, you can use it to change the RGB effect, lower the volume. You press it, and then it goes to volume. So now I'm going to have this RGB on probably the rest of the time. Oh well. So in terms of software, the software is not very good. It feels very cluttered. You can't, the tab automatically is minimized and you can't maximize it. So it's just going to be a little bit of your screen. It's very overcomplicated. Like, I've tried other keyboard softwares like the Boogs I really like. VIA is fine, Vial is great. This keyboard software is just horrible. Like, if you really want to get into the software of this keyboard, I don't know. In terms of performance, so in-game, this keyboard, it is Hall Effect. It feels very responsive. It's probably not going to be the most performance keyboard. It's 1K hertz instead of 8K, but not even that many boards are 8K. So like if you want more performance, you might want a Wooting or a Polar 65. But this is good performance. This is one of the only wireless Hall Effect keyboards, which I like because I like wireless. In terms of the price, so when I got this keyboard, it was $200, which I feel like is a bit steep, but they've actually lowered the price since I got it to $165, and at $165, I really think it's a solid deal. But I wouldn't necessarily recommend it unless you're willing to mod, because mine is modded, and it sounds pretty solid once you mod it. Like, I added a little lube to the stabilizers, and I tape modded it, so it sounds much deeper and much better, but the stock version of this keyboard doesn't really sound so good, and a lot of people that buy gaming keyboards aren't really going to want a mod, so I can only really recommend this if you want a mod, or you just want a wireless Hall Effect keyboard. You don't care that much about the sound. The stock sound is decent. Like, the Boog 75 has much better stock stabilizers and has much better stock sound. I prefer this sound after modded to the stock Boog, and the Boog doesn't really sound better when modded. I tried. So if you want a stock keyboard, the Boog, this is $230, so it's more expensive. But if you want stock, you don't want a mod, you want something good, this might be better. The Zoom 75HE, which is going to have the same sound and pretty much the same as this keyboard, will be $190. So that's going to be the best value. But if you want something that's going to sound better, you're going to have to mod this, or you're just going to have to deal with worse sound. Also, in terms of sound, like, it does sound pretty good. It's pretty good. I'll drop some sound tests at the end of the stock and the modded version. And I could throw in a Boog 75 sound test for you guys also if you want to hear that. In terms of the stabs, so that's the last thing I want to talk about. These stabs stock sound really bad, and they're also screw-in stabilizers. So if you want to just add some lube, you're going to have to take apart the whole keyboard. Or you can do like a inefficient way like I did and just kind of add it on top, but it doesn't work. So I just want to give Akko some advice. If they're not going to give you good stabilizers, then they might as well just use clip-ins, because they're much easier to take out and mod. So if I were them, I would try to do either one of those, either make them better stock or switch to clip-in. But at the end, that's it. This board is solid if you're going to mod it, and at 165 it's decent value even stock. But if you're really going to go for stock, I would save up a little more, get Zoom 75HE or Boog 75, but those are wired, so if you want wireless, this might really be your only good option. Also with a knob. There is the Drunk Deer A75, but I'm not sure if that's wireless. I just know it's also, you can get it with an aluminum case and a knob. That's it. I'll give you guys a sound test. Thanks for watching.